Hey guys, what's going on? Today is October 30th. It's on a beautiful Saturday here in Suzhou, here in Jiangsu province. It's a second tier or third tier city here in Jiangsu province. And just on a side note, this is a province where Gordon Chang's dad came from. And Gordon Chang is famous for his 20-year prediction already, that the coming collapse of China that he predicted 20 years ago, and it's still in the making. I mean, this is a really interesting guy who wished nothing but just ill wishings and very destructive. Ill wishings for the Chinese people. I mean, this guy is just incredible. I mean, this guy is nuts. I mean, at the end of the day, this guy is just hoping, like his ultimate goal is probably like all Chinese people are dead, and so he's the only Asian, half Asian puppet, who gets to be patted by, his white master, oh, good boy, you done a good job, So, anyways, that's on the side note. Look at what I found here, people dancing in the street here. That's pretty cool, huh? I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this when I'm old, probably not, because I'm a very bad dancer, So anyways, this is not my, well, this is related, but this is not my topic today. My topic today is, there's been this Dune poster circling around with this notion that Chinese people are racist because when these two racist clowns, claim that, Chinese people in China is racist. And they claim that they removed that black person from the poster, and this is evidence that Chinese people are racist, and this is just one of these lies that along with the U.S. Department that spent over $300 million on this anti-China campaign. Basically spending money to be racist on Chinese people. I mean, that's pretty much like how they exterminated the Jews, Yes, I said that, because this is the same fucking shit they're doing, Yeah. In order to, because China is very competitive now in the economy, and the only way they compete with China is to paint China in this really negative image and then so all their brainwashed Western citizens are brainwashed to hate Chinese people or whatever. When something's going wrong in the West, they can blame China, and basically spending $300 million to hate China on this racist campaign. So they're saying that this is proved by making this outrageous lie that Chinese people are racist because they removed that. That's just a claim because these posters were different variations of posters that were provided by the film studio, and they use whatever is out there. There's other countries using it too. But then China used it and it just translated basically whatever posters they were provided. And then for some reason they twisted their narrative of that. You're making up some lies basically and claim, yeah, Chinese people are racist, spewing all that hate. But here's the thing. Even if this is true that Chinese people removed that black person, let's say hypothetically, that this is true, they removed it, that's in comparison to what the West did. All this, I don't know, 400 years of slaveries and then the genocide, the real genocide, what they have committed, it pales in comparison. I mean, so let's say all these lies were true, it still pales in comparison what the West did like the past, what, 200-300 years. Colonialism, slavery, genocide, you know, what they did in Iraq. So now they have the audacity to make all these false claims, all these lies, and then with the media, the powerful media, only just making claims that Chinese people are racist, they commit genocide and stuff, when the West has a history of real genocide, real slavery, colonialism, and all that nasty stuff they have committed in the past. That's just, you know, a projection of the US empire, basically projection of what they have done in the past to China, you know. It's just like a rapist with a past history of rape, committing a criminal, whatever, you know, with past criminal activities, and puts a projection onto others like they're gonna commit crimes or commit rapes because in perspective of a rapist. So that's what they've been doing for quite some time, on over and over again. And with unlimited printing money, they have enough resources to smear China into, or paint China into this very negative picture. And then people start hating Chinese people, and we're all victims of all these racist campaigns. Now this racist campaign has gone way too far, because when they're spewing all that hate with all these lies, and then the next minute when people debunk it, and then when the damage is already done, they take it away, and then they don't even apologize. It's just like, oh, sorry, we're wrong on this. We just removed it, or sometimes they don't remove it, and then think like, oh, that's okay. You know, there's only like WND, maybe 1 million Iraqis died. But then they make, you know, George W. even came out and made jokes about this, you know, and then that seems to be okay, you know, like, you know, damage is already done, so forgotten. All these dead people, you know, Colin Powell is dead too. Probably he gets haunted by 1 million Iraqis, and so it seems to be okay. And then this repeats again, over and over and again. So now, when growing up and face all this racism, personal racism, and I thought, oh, I let it go, it's okay, because I grew up in a foreign country, basically. I'm still foreign. Everywhere I go, I'm foreign, but it's okay, because it's just personally on me, you know, racism. So I accept it. It's okay. But this is like a systemic racism from the US with their allies, the Western allies, constantly bashing on China and the Chinese people, and gets to a point when I have to call this out as like, you know, this is extreme racism, to basically trying to exterminate a certain race, you know, because China is competitive now, and they're afraid that China is getting more wealthy and they have a better life. That's what the West is basically afraid of, the politicians. And because if Chinese people are wealthier, they don't make their like cheap labors and stuff, who's gonna make that shit? Maybe their good life is gonna be impacted, because, you know, instead of $1 for a shoe, they have to pay like $10. So that's what they can't stand, when other nations getting wealthier, not making their fucking shoes anymore, and they're pissed at us, and they try everything in order to smear China, and basically the ultimate goal is bombing China back into Stone Age, when people are poor, devastated, like the past 100 years when China was really poor, and that's when they say like, oh, China is a good country, because they're poor, they can make all that cheap shit for us. But now it looks like, they're on a passing lane, and soon or later they're gonna, surpass us. We're not gonna let this happen. We're not gonna let this happening. So we're gonna do whatever it is to contain China, to stop them from rising, And China's ultimate goal is to have a better life for themselves, but they don't really expand outside. Like the West has this history to expand. The Europeans, the Anglo-Saxons, they have a 500-year of history of expanding to colonize and conquering the Americas, Africas, and so forth. So they have that history, and they need to project that. Once there's another power coming, so therefore they must do the same: conquering, invading, raping other nations. That's another video for today. Peace out.